Lexical expressive means and stylistic devices. Lexical expressive means and stylistic devices. A. Intentional mixing of the stylistic aspect of words, metaphor, metonymy, irony. B. Interaction of different types of lexical meaning. First one, interaction of primary dictionary and contextually imposed meanings. Interaction of primary and derivative logical meanings, stylistic devices based on polysemantic effects, zeugma, and pun. Interaction of logical and emotive meanings. Interactions and exclamatory words, the epithet, oxymoron. Interaction of logical and nominal meanings, antonomasia. Intentional mixing of the stylistic aspects of words. Heterogeneity of the component parts of the utterance is the basis for a stylistic device called bathods. Unrelated elements are brought together as if they denoted things equal in rank or belonging to one class, as if they were of the same stylistic aspect. Sooner shall heaven kiss earth. Here he fell sicker. Whenever literally words come into collision with non-literally ones, there arises incongruity, which in any style is always deliberate, inasmuch as the style presupposes a conscientious selection of language means. Interaction of different types of lexical meaning. Interaction of primary dictionary and contextual meanings. Interaction of primary and derivative logical meanings. Of logical emotive meanings. Logical and nominal meanings. Interaction of primary dictionary and contextually imposed meanings. Words in context may acquire additional lexical meanings not fixed in dictionaries, what we have called contextual meanings. What is known in linguistics as transferred meanings is practically the interrelation between two types of lexical meanings, dictionary and contextual. The contextual meaning will always depend on the dictionary meaning, or maybe logical meaning, to a greater or lesser extent. The transferred meaning of a word may be fixed in dictionaries as a result of long and frequent use of the word other than in its primary meaning. Metaphor, the stylistic device based on the principle of identification of two objects is called a metaphor. The term metaphor, as the etymology of the word reveals, means transference of some quality from one object to another, and has been known to denote the transference of meaning from one word to another. It is better defined metaphor as the power of releasing two lexical meanings simultaneously. Metonymy is based on a different type of a relation between the dictionary and contextual meanings, a relation based not on identification but on some kind of association connecting the two concepts which these meanings represent. Thus, the word crown may stand for king or queen, cup or glass for the drink it contains, woolsack for the chancellor of the exchequer who sits on it, or the position and dignity of the Lord Chancellor, etc. Here, the noble lord inclined his knee to the woolsack from Hansard. Irony is a stylistic device also based on simultaneous realization of two logical meanings, dictionary and contextual, but the two meanings stand in opposition to each other. It must be delightful to find out oneself in a foreign country without a penny in one's pocket. The italicized words acquires the meaning quite the opposite to its primary dictionary meaning, that is unpleasant, not delightful. The word containing the irony is strongly marked by intonation. Interaction of primary and derivative logical meanings. Stylistic devices based on polysemantic effect. Polysemy is a category of lexicology and as such belongs to language as a system. In actual, if everyday speech, polysemy vanishes unless it is deliberately retained for certain stylistic purposes. A context that does not seek to produce any particular stylistic effects generally materializes but one definite meaning. Then hate me if thou wilt, if ever now, now, now will the while the world is bent my deeds to cross. The word hate materializes several meanings in this context. Zeugma. Zeugma is the use of a word in the same grammatical but different semantic relation to two adjacent words in the context. The semantic relations being on the one on hand literal and on the other transferred. Pun. The pun is another stylistic device based on the interaction of two well known meanings of a word or phrase. It is difficult to draw a hard and fast distinction between zeugma and the pun. The only reliable distinguishing feature is a structural one. Zeugma is the realization of two meanings with the help of a word verb which is made to refer to different subjects or objects, direct or indirect. The pun is more independent. Interjections and exclamatory words. Interjections are words we use when we express our feelings strongly and which may be said to exist in the language as conventional symbols of human emotions. The role of injections in creating emotive meanings has already been dealt with. It remains only to show how the logical and emotive meanings interact and to ascertain their general functions and spheres of application. Oh, where are you going to? All you big steamers? Kipling. The interjection "oh" by itself may express various feelings such as regret, despair, disappointment, sorrow, woe, surprise, astonishment, lamentation, entreaty, and many others. Here it precedes the definite sentence and must be regarded as a part of it. It denotes the ardent tone of the question. The epithet. The epithet is a stylistic device based on the interplay of emotive and logical meaning, an attributive word, phrase, or even sentence used to characterize an object and pointing out to the reader and frequently imposing on him some of the properties of features of the objects with the aim of giving an individual perception and evaluation of these features or properties. The epithet is markedly subjective and evaluative. Oxymoron is a combination of two words, mostly an adjective and a noun, or an adverb with an adjective, in which the meanings of the two clash, being opposite in sense. For example, low, skyscrapers, sweet sorrow, nice rascal, pleasantly ugly face, horribly beautiful, a deafening silence. If the primary meaning of the qualifying words change or weakens, the stylistic effect of oxymoron is lost. The suffering was sweet. Interaction of two of logical and nominal meanings. Antonomasia. The interplay between the logical and nominal meanings of a word is called antonomasia. As in other stylistic devices based on the interaction of lexical meanings, the two kinds of meanings must be realized in the words simultaneously, such as the Iron Lady, Casanova, Mr. All-Known. Among the herd of journals which are published in the States, there are some the reader scarcely need be told of character and credit. From personal intercourse with accomplished gentlemen connected with publications of this class, I have derived both pleasure in profit, but the name of this is few, and of the other legend, and the influence of the good is powerless to counteract the mortal poison by of the bad seconds. The use of the word name made the author write the words few and legion with capital letters. It is very important to note that this device is mainly realized in the written language because generally capital letters are only signals to denote the presence of the stylistic device.